So you're in love. Yes, you are. And that's what actually brought you here in this channel. Now you are taking it to the next level, obviously, bringing the love of your life from the other side of the world next to you here in the United States. Congratulations, that's really very exciting. Anyways, welcome. This video hopefully will be able to help you successfully put together your K-1 visa packet. By the way, my name is Grace and welcome to my channel, The Immigrant. I came here to the United States 12 years ago on a K-1 visa. I am by no means an expert, but going through the process myself would somehow give you an understanding what to expect, but more importantly, might help answer some of your questions. I helped some of my American friends here in the United States prepare their packets for their fiancés and family members. I helped a good amount of family and friends to put together K-1, K-2, and I-130 visa applications, and I am happy to say that all of them were approved at first submission. Also, in my case, I helped my then fiancé, who is now my husband, prepare his petition for me. I prepared the application for my children, which is a K-2 visa application. I navigated the entire process from the preparation of I-129F packet up to the adjustment of status until my kids and I were awarded our United States citizenship. What I am about to share with you is based on my personal experience and research. I hope this video on how to successfully assemble your K-1 visa packet will be able to help you in your journey. After watching this video, and if it helped you, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, The Immigrant. In this video, we will cover 5 topics. First, what is a K-1 visa, who can file, and who qualifies? The second is we'll try to give you the entire idea of how the K-1 visa process looks like, and you will have an idea where are you in the entire process. And then the third will be giving you some steps and documentary requirements in putting together your packet. The fourth will be tips in filling out your Form I-129F. So Form 1 I-129F, or otherwise known as the Petition for Alien Fiancé, is the form that you will need to complete, submit, and get approved by United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, or USCIS, to be able to legally have your fiancé join you in the United States and to get married. Although Form I-129F is the only form you need, there are a lot of supporting documents required. Let's put it this way. There are a lot of preparatory work that needs to be done to have a complete Form I-129F submitted. Also, don't get confused with Form I-129 and I-129F. They are completely different. Now, this video is not specifically how to complete Form I-129F, but this video is how to put together documents required for your Form I-129F, although it will provide you tips and a checklist on what to look for or look out in completing your form. And then we will also give you here in this video what to expect after submission. Let's start off by having a better understanding of what is a K-1 visa, who can file it, and who qualifies to avail of it. K-1 or Fiancé Visa is a non-immigrant visa issued by the Department of State consular officer to the foreign national fiancé of a U.S. citizen. This visa permits the foreign national to travel legally to the United States and marry his or her petitioner within the period of 90 days upon arrival. What are the requirements? The petitioner should be a United States citizen. Both should be legally free to marry, have the intention to marry within 90 days upon arrival in the United States. The petitioner should be financially able to support the K-1 visa holder. If not, an additional sponsor is required. Both must have at least met once within the 2-year period prior to filing the petition. However, a waiver can be applied in some cases. Some exemption to the last requirements are as follows. You may request a waiver of this in-person meeting requirement if you can show that meeting in person would violate strict and long-established customs of your fiancé's foreign culture or social practice. And your visiting in person to your fiancé would result in extreme hardship to you, the U.S. petitioner. In the next slide, I will show you how the K-1 visa process looks like. So this is how your journey will look like. The process starts with you, the U.S. citizen or the petitioner. The U.S. citizen files the I-129F form with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service or the USCIS. There are designated USCIS offices where to submit the form depending on the state where the petitioner resides. To check where you need to submit your visa packet, visit their website at uscis.gov. What happens after the application is submitted to USCIS? It will be then reviewed by USCIS and then an eligibility will be established. Once it merits eligibility, then you get approved and your approved I-129F will be forwarded to the Department of State National Visa Center. What does National Visa Center do to your application? You will then be provided with a case number and you and your fiancé will be informed of the DS-160 requirement. The National Visa Center also forwards your approved petition to the United States Embassy or Consulate Office of the fiancé's country of residency. Now, what does your fiancé need to do? Your fiancé needs to complete the DS-160 online non-immigration visa application. He or she needs to organize additional documents for the interview and schedules interview with the United States Embassy or Consulate Office. Please remember that the United States Embassy or the Consulate Office will not schedule your fiancé's interview. Your fiancé needs to schedule it through completing the DS-160 online non-immigrant visa application. So once your fiancé has completed the DS-160 online non-immigrant visa, the United States Embassy notifies the petitioner when the visa interview of the fiancé is scheduled. During the interview, the Department of State Consular Office determines whether your fiancé qualifies for the K-1 visa. And if he or she qualifies, then the K-1 visa is granted. The process and requirements look overwhelming and somehow intimidating. They actually are. Like you, when I was getting ready to start the process, my husband and I had a question in mind. Where do we even start? Hopefully, at the end of this video, you will have a good sense on how the process looks like, where are you in the process, and it will help you organize your thoughts and stay focused to get the paperwork started, completed, and successfully approved. In the slides to follow, we will provide you steps and documentary requirements in assembling the K-1 visa packet. And additionally, we will provide you tips in filling out Form I-129F. Step 1. Gather your documents. Before you fill out the I-129F form, you and your fiancé should gather the documents you need. documents that you need to attach to the form I-129F, or documents that you need to take information from. Here's a tip. Being organized is extremely important when you are preparing your packet. While I was preparing my documents and my children's, I dedicated a big immigration document bag that contained all our documents, organized them in separate expanding envelopes with our names on each expanding envelope. I have 3 kids, so I have 4 expanding envelopes, including mine. Now, this suggestion is especially helpful if your fiance has kids. Makes everything easy. It saves you time and it is less stressful as well. You're able to find all your documents in one place. So, for the U.S. petitioner, here's what you need. You need your evidence of citizenship as a United States citizen. You need your divorce document showing that all their marriages in the past have been terminated. You need one color passport style photograph taken within the last 30 days prior to filing a petition. You cannot use an old photograph. Evidence of your intention to marry your fiancé, and then the evidence that you met your fiance during the 2-year period immediately prior to filing the petition, and the filing check, the filing fee or the check or. Additionally, as a petitioner, you will need information of your minor children and their birthdays. This information is needed in your I-129F form. Then you will be needing your income tax returns for the past 3 years. So if this is the year 2022, you will be needing 2018, 2019, and 2021. Then you need to support your application with the emails, letters, transcripts of your conversations showing your relationship is legit. If you don't have much email, since most of us communicate through chat these days, try to copy and paste all your conversations professing your love for one another and your plans to be together in a Word file and print them. Go back to the earliest conversations as far as you can. It is best to establish how long your relationship has been going on. It shows that you are serious with the relationship. You don't have to print the entirety of from day one. Pick some conversation lines. Make sure that the dates are indicated. Also include the latest transcripts as well. Love letters, cards, and even photos of flowers or presents sent to your fiancé and petitioner are great evidences to support the applications as well. Photographs of 2 of you together, photographs with family, and here's a tip on photographs. Please avoid sending USCIS a 1-inch thick album with your pictures. A couple of photographs with you and your fiancé would work. Mark the photographs with the dates and places the photos were taken. And then include also photocopy of your tickets during the visits. On the side of the fiancé, he or she should start gathering the following documents from his or her end as well. In most cases, it may take time to process documents, especially clearances. Remember, your aim here is to get your fiancé to the United States the soonest. So, let's see the checklist. Birth certificate. Please note that if you submit a document with information in a foreign language, you must also submit a full translation in English. Police clearance. Make sure that you have this readily available. Passport. If your fiancé doesn't have a passport yet, get that on the roll. It takes time for some countries to get the passport, readily available and processed. If your fiancé had previous marriages, make sure that the documents, the divorce and annulment documents are unprocessed and readily available as well. Clearance from work. If your fiancé is working in a government or has worked had worked in another country other than his/her birth country, have those work clearances obtained. They will be definitely needed and they take time to process. One color passport style photograph taken within 30 days prior to the filing of the petition. No old pictures, no selfies. Just go and get a photograph taken by a professional. Evidence that you met in person during the 2-year period immediately prior to filing the petition. So this is similar to the petitioner. The conversation, transcripts, pictures, love letters, emails. Signed letter of intent to marry addressed to Homeland Security. Once you gather all the documents, download the I-129F form from the USCIS website. Go to uscis.gov/forms and search for I-129F. The title of the form should be Petition for Alien Fiancé. The form should look like this. Make sure that you downloaded the latest version, otherwise the entire packet will be returned to you and this will affect your processing times. Go over the form and check if you have the complete set. As of 2022, there should be 13 pages for the complete set of the form. In the next slides, I will give you some tips in filling out the I-129F form. Once you check your form as to its completeness, download the instructions from the website. Print the instructions. It will be very helpful as you fill out the form. Make sure you read the instructions carefully before filling out the form. Print 2 sets of the I-129 form, one for your draft and one for your final submission. I prefer to write the word draft at the right-hand side of the form as a guide and use pencil when filling out the form. You can do the same. That way you can erase and change your answers if you filled out a box incorrectly. With the instruction sheet serving as your guide, fill out each line in the form. Read carefully the instructions. If you are confused at first reading, read it again. If you're still confused, read it again. If you're still confused, read it again until you understand it. Answer the questions fully and accurately. Do not rush in completing the form. Write NA if the question is not applicable to you. Never leave a box unanswered. Once you completed the form, take a short break. Relax for a couple of minutes, get a coffee, get some drinks, and then once you have relaxed, go back again to the form. Review each line item to double check if you have answered correctly. For answers requiring numbers, make sure that the numbers are accurate. Sometimes when we go over numbers again and again, we tend to accidentally interchange them. Once you have fully reviewed the form, you are then ready to transfer your answers to the other form, the final copy. If completing the form manually, try as much as possible to write legibly. Readable and neat print handwriting helps for the easy review of the immigration officer. If you think your handwriting is not legible, request a friend or a family member to write the answers on the final form for you. Make sure that you use only black ink in filling out the form. Black ink is a must and it's non-negotiable. It's a requirement. Once you completely transferred all your answers to the final copy, do not forget to sign and date the form. Step 3. Organize your packet. One additional tip. Prepare a cover letter indicating what documents are included in the packet. I always had cover letters in all packets submitted to USCIS. A cover letter is very helpful to both you and the immigration officer reviewing your application. For you, it helps you review if you have all the documents attached in the application. For the immigration officer, it helps him quickly find the documents he's looking for. Now that you have gathered all the supporting documents for your application and you have completed the I-129F form and you're ready with the fees, it's time to organize your packet. Let's see what documents you should include in the packet. On top of the documents you will be submitting should be your cover letter. Then make sure you have the check or the money order with the correct fees. Always check in the website for the correct fees. Your duly accomplished I-129F signed and dated. Then, as a petitioner, you should be able to show the evidence of your U.S. citizenship. Your income tax returns for the last 3 years. This should be the petitioner's income tax returns. To include in your packet too are the documents proving previous marriages that have been terminated. So this should be the divorce papers or the annulment papers. Also the birth certificate of the fiancé and photographs with fiancé and other evidences proving relationship and indicating dates. Do not forget to include the signed letters of intent to marry within 90 days upon arrival by fiancé in the United States. So this is both from the petitioner and from the fiancé. This should be addressed to the USCIS immigration officer. Then the passport style photograph of the petitioner. Write your name on the back. And another tip, as mentioned earlier, make sure you write the correct fee on the check. Fee information and other instructions regarding payment may be found at the USCIS website at www.uscis.gov. Select Forms and you will find all the information about where to send the check, how much is the check, and who is the payee of the check. Other information can be found in this slide if you want to call. And another very, very important tip. Before you submit, photocopy everything for your own file. As in, everything. Even if your documents are 2 inches thick, photocopy everything. It's always, always handy to have a document file of your own. And only applications and petitions to USCIS should be submitted in original. Do not mail original copies of your documents like birth certificates and passports unless required by USCIS. They will not be returned to you. Here's another tip. You may opt to fill out G-1145 form to receive e-notification of the status of your application. It wouldn't cost you anything. You just need to download it from the website and then fill out the form. It just needs a couple of information at the bottom of the form. All they need to know is your mobile number and your email address, and you will be notified of the petition acceptance. And this is really, really very helpful. Step 4, submit your packet. Make sure you are sending it to the right address. Check the correct information from www.uscis.gov/I-129F. Remember, there are different offices of USCIS depending on your state. So make sure that you are sending your packet to the right USCIS office. Otherwise, sending it to the wrong office would delay the processing of your application. And here's another tip. Mail always with a tracking number. Make sure that all documents you send to USCIS should have a tracking number. It may be an additional charge, but it's always worth to have a tracking number. And make sure when you have your tracking number, write it down in a piece of paper, because the kind of paper where they print out the tracking number tends to erase the print over time. So write it down in a piece of paper and write down the mail carrier. That would be very, very helpful. Step 5. Relax and wait for the approval of your application from USCIS. Here's what to expect after filing your application. But before that, please subscribe to this channel, The Immigrant, and click the like button below. And I will be creating more videos on guide in immigrating to the United States. Here's what to expect after filing your I-129F petition. You will receive a receipt notice from USCIS confirming that your petition is received. Sometimes, if applicable, biometric services notice will be sent to you by USCIS. And if required, you will receive a notice to appear for an interview. And of course, you will receive the notice of the decision of USCIS if your application is approved or denied, or will require additional documents. I hope this video is able to help you organize your packet for your K-1 visa application. Good luck, and if you want to put comments below on videos that you want me to create, I would be happy to research on it and create a video. Please like and subscribe this channel. God bless you.